welcome back to Sarah's Joyful Journey. I'm Sarah Joy. Today is day 9 of my 75 soft challenge. It is also Hurricane Milton Day, sort of. It is Wednesday as of the time of recording, and we're going to start feeling the effects of that. They say that we'll be in the thick of it in our area at about 1 a.m. It's going to be a long night, but it's 9 a.m. I've been up for a while just getting stuff done. I have some water going and I'm going to get some breakfast going in a minute. I've looked at the weather. It's currently raining out. I have a small window between 10 and 11:30 with no rain, according to the Weather Channel. Let's hope their forecast is accurate, because that's when I'm going to plug in my walk and get it done. So I'm dressed for my walk, and I've got the sink with some stuff that I want to cook from the freezer that hopefully we will be able to eat before we lose power, because I am anticipating that we are going to be losing power. But all is going pretty well so far, so we're just gonna hunker down and stay pretty much inside. Hopefully tomorrow things will clear up pretty quickly, and maybe tomorrow afternoon I'll be able to get out and go for a walk as well, because our gym is closed. I mentioned that in the video yesterday. Here's the kicker. This morning I got up and I read the email. It was not supposed to close the gym until noon today. There was no reason for it to be closed on a Tuesday evening right before the storm. So yeah, I'm just disappointed. There's nothing I can do about it. I mean, I understand the safety aspects of it. I do, and I'm not upset about that. But you know, you say one thing and you do another, and that is a pretty common occurrence around this apartment complex. So yeah, but that's all right. Let's get some breakfast. I'm gonna take it super easy, and then we're gonna have a nice, wonderful, fattening dinner planned. And I cannot wait. It's gonna be delicious. So here is my first meal of the day. So I have my turkey carnivore nuggets. I have my last big Celsius. I have like a few small ones. That's my last big one. So I'm kind of sad about that. And I have some buffalo wing sauce and my water, and that is going to wrap up meal number 1. I just attempted to go for a walk. I said between 10 and noon, or 10 and 1, there would be no rain. Plan for my walk. Walked outside, 30 seconds later, no sprinkle downpour. Thankfully, I hadn't gotten very far, so we turned around and came home. But both dogs are upset because both dogs wanted to go for a walk. And I think Ghost is more upset than Piper, or at least he's definitely more vocal about it. So yeah, I think I'm going to go grab my book, drink some more water, take some Tylenol, because I do have a headache, but this time I definitely think this is the storm. I'm gonna get some more electrolytes just to ensure that I don't keep a headache. And I'm going to attempt to work out in a little bit. I really would like to try and get a workout in outside. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I'd rather do a walk up on the treadmill, but again, the gym is closed, so my options are turning into practically zero, which means dancing around my living room for 45 minutes. It's fun to dance around your living room for about 10 or 15. After that, it's not so fun. It's monotonous and boring, and I really just don't want to do it. But I will do it at some point today, so I will check in again soon. So I got my electrolytes going, and I'm gonna go read my 10 pages in this book. I am still really enjoying this book, but as I was just telling Matt, it's slow for me. So being ADHD, I like a book to grab me and hold me, and I can't put it down, because then I can stay focused on it for hours. And this one is not that book. Does not mean it's a bad book. It is a very good book. It's just I can get about my 10 pages and I'm not sucked in those 10 pages, and I stop reading. So I'm powering through as best as I can, because this is the one I have committed to reading during this challenge. I am, of course, reading other things. I just started downloaded a new audiobook. I have another book that I was attempting to read, and even then I'm really not feeling that book. So we'll figure out another book to read soon, but I'm gonna go read. I do apologize for the traffic. I can't control that. But me and Ghost found a dry window, and we're going for our walk and getting it done and out of the way while it's not raining. So let's get our walk done. Well, I made it all of 15 feet before there was somebody else with a dog. And I stopped like I normally do because Ghost goes crazy. He does want to play. Plus we had made it 15 feet. He's still very, very excited at this point in his walk. If it had been later in his walk, that he would have calmed down and it would have not been a problem. Well, I stopped to give them time to get further down the road. Well, the lady has trouble controlling her dog and is standing there staring at me. So I turn around and try to get Ghost to come back, and then I turn back around to keep trying to walk forward, and she's just standing there staring at me. So I had to bring Ghost home. I'm frustrated at this point. Ghost desperately needs a walk. We ain't gonna get it. So I came in. I'm in the car, as you can see. I'm not driving though. And I'm heading up to my happy place up at the lake to try and get a walk in, even if I get wet. I am determined to get this walk in outside today without being wet. So let's head up to the lake and see how far we can get. As you can see, I am not at the lake. I'm in my room. Got my books behind me. I got halfway to the lake and it started raining. It's not currently raining at the house, but at this point I'm just kind of frustrated. So I'm gonna relax. I've got my AirPods. I'm gonna listen to some music. I'm going to see if I can get Ghost to settle down a bit. And then in a couple hours, I'm just gonna dance around my living room because that apparently is my destiny for my movement today, but I'm still getting it done. All right, I'll check in soon. All right, it is like 1:30. I'm getting ready to cook part of my dinner. I've got to get the other part in the refrigerator until it's closer to being time to cook. I've been trying to read this book. I don't actually usually look up reviews of books while I'm reading them, or even before I read them, or sometimes just not even after. Sometimes people will just like give an overview of the book and that will determine if I read a book. But this one is a gorgeous book. I'm not gonna lie. The cover's beautiful. I was really excited about this book. I love the spray edges of this book. I love the end papers inside on this book, and even the little saying on the cover. I've heard people say that this is fast-paced, and I'm not finding that to be true. I'm just kind of struggling with it. But I did hear one review where the lady said she was about halfway before it started getting good, and I'm not yet halfway. And I'm not saying that it's not good. It's just one of those books where I can't get into it. I just can't read. I'm struggling to stay focused just to even read the 10 pages, and I end up scrolling on my phone because I get bored. I'm trying so hard to finish this book. It's not doing it for me. I don't know if this is going to be one that's going to get finished. So I'm going to start my dinner, and then I'm going to go find another book on my shelf because I really just want to sit down or lay down on the bed and totally get lost in a book. And before I've known it, I've read 300 pages. That's the kind of book I want to read right now, and that one is not it. But I do have a beautiful slab of pork belly we're going to get ready and seasoned and in the oven to cook for like 2.5 hours. So let's get started on that. I'm going to have a cup of coffee with some keto brains, and I'm going to try a new book. So far I've started it, but that's about it. And the wind and rain is picking up outside. Plus our pork belly is getting close to being done. So this is just a little snack, I guess. All right, it's 4:30. The worst of the hurricane is supposed to be at like 1 a.m. So I'm going to give you a quick little peek outside. You can see it's just mostly rain. There's a little bit of wind, so it's not too bad right now. But it is definitely starting to pick up and get pretty wet. The pork belly is done and looking delicious, so I'm going to cut that up here in a little bit. But first, I'm going to get the steak bites ready to go into the air fryer. All right, so I'm gonna do some garlic butter steak bites. I have 2 packages of beef stew meat. I am going to melt my butter and I'll add my garlic to make my garlic butter sauce. First thing I'm gonna do is get my air fryer going. I think this will take about 13-14 minutes. Well, let's do them about 10. And that's, whoop. The closer the storm gets, the more my head hurts. So, all right. So let's get this ready to go in the air fryer. So this is dinner, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna eat my dinner and read, and I'll check in a little bit. But we have pork belly that I slow cooked, and we have garlic butter steak bites, and this is probably too much food. I don't know that I'll eat all this because I'm not super hungry at this moment, but there's my dinner. It is now just about 7 p.m. and the winds are really starting to lift. It feels amazing out here. It's nice and cool, but we're in between rain bands, but that wind is definitely starting to pick up. Both Matt and I have horrible headaches right now due to the pressure of the storm, so we're just kind of relaxing and we're in for a long night. I probably should have forced myself to exercise earlier today, but I am going to allow myself my one rest day as today because my head is killing me at this point. I do know that it's all related to the storm. I've had plenty of electrolytes and water, so it's not that. So now that we've had a wonderful dinner and we still have power for now, I'm gonna read my new book. Well, it's not a new, well, it is a new book, but I've had it for a few months. And just try to relax, and I will see you guys tomorrow for day 10, and I'll let you know how things go with Hurricane.